kind of weird difficulty with my phone. Not sure what it is. It's a storage thing, yet I've cleared the thing out a number of times, rebooted it, and it's saying I don't have storage left to cut a 20-minute video, even though I cut one earlier this evening and deleted that, uploaded and deleted it, and yet I can't do another one. I get 2 or 3 minutes in, it cuts me off, says I don't have any storage left. So I'm gonna do another sharing a six pack with Metal Madness Jeff, and maybe I'll just do them this way. Not that I expect anybody to watch them this way, but if people do, that's cool. But there's something going on with my phone. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. So I'm just gonna run through a stack of shit in my collection that normally would be done as a standalone video, but we'll get back to that when I can figure out what's going on with my phone and why it's acting stupid. Um, I'm still sort of learning my way around the laptop that Jimmy sent to me, so I'm not super up on what's going on there yet with that in terms of cutting videos. I'm comfortable just doing them on my phone, and now my phone doesn't want to work for me. So who knows? When you're old and kind of stupid with tech, it kind of sucks. I mean, I know just enough to be dangerous, but something's going on with the storage, and I don't know what it is. And it's not data because I got rid of the stuff on there that I just put on 3 hours ago. That was fine. Although I did come to find that my video cut off like 3 minutes before I ended the one that I did earlier and uploaded. So I have no idea what's going on. So what's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? All right. So first one up tonight is Brother Kane Wishpool, which came out March 31st, 1998. Virgin Records. Brother Kane put out 3 albums. Apparently, they've kind of reformed recently too, and they're kind of basically known for a song called "And Fools Shine On" off of the album Seeds, which is their second album. This is their third album. I have Seeds. I don't have the first album. Really, really killer band. Really kind of unusual. I would call them sort of a radio rock alternative rock band, but they're not alternative. They're not like Radiohead or anything like that. They're good rock and riff band. And I guess some people probably would say, "Oh, they sound, southern." I don't really hear that in their stuff, to be honest with you. I don't really hear a southern vibe to their music, but there is a bit of a, hmm, I guess there's a bit of a Black Crowes sort of thing going on with them, sort of, kind of. Although they're a little more, maybe even less southern than the Black Crowes are, quite frankly. So yeah, this album Wishpool, man, has some really great fucking rockin' tunes on it, like Wishpool, the lead off track. Where Was I to Know? Mirror Ball, swinging mirror ball, hanging over me. Machete's really good. A Lie in the Bed That I Make. That's the one that was like the radio hit song, I guess you could say. Look for Something More. Man, that song is so cool. Last song, Human After All, is really amazing. Come Alive Again. Just every song on this album, when I put it on, it's like, damn, that's a banger of a tune. It's really great. Damon has a great voice. He's a great guitar player. It's not a metal album. I guess you want to call it a radio rock album. If you want to call it that, whatever. I don't care. Some radio rock isn't all bad. This is the good portion of radio rock that's really good. And their second album's really good. Like I said, I don't know what the first album sounds like. Was produced by Kelly Gray. Funny story about Kelly Gray. He replaced Chris DeGarmo, I think, when Chris DeGarmo left Queensryche, and or was it Mike Stone? Anyways, he was a guitarist in Queensryche for a couple years, and people used to call him Oven Mitts, and I love that Oven Mitts because he was not a great guitar player. He's a pretty good producer because the album sounds really, really good, but not a great guitar player. So Oven Mitts, Kelly Gray, if you're watching, my apology, but that's what they called you, Oven Mitts. All right, this one's been on a lot of year-end lists, and I have Rick to thank for sending me his copy because I think he got a vinyl copy and said he, wasn't going to play this that much in the car or anything and send it my way. So everybody knows. who and what this is. If you're in the metal community, this was a bit monstrously polarizing. Oh my God, Blood Incantation, death metal band doing an electronic album. How dare they? Who cares, man? I mean, they can do what they want, and I thought it was pretty cool of them to do it. They're all major Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schulze, uh, krautrock fans. They're all into krautrock. They're all into Kraftwerk and Jarre and stuff like that. And I talked to Paul around the time right before this came out. I was actually, or maybe right when it came out, I was trying to get him to come on, be my first interview, even before I did Dan Mongrain in March. And he said, "Man, I only like to do print articles, print interviews. I'd be cool on that." And this again, it was before this album came out because I knew it was coming out. And I said, "Hey, man, why don't you come on my show and let me interview you, man?" And we ended up, Mike, I'm kind of shooting a video live here, but krautrock is basically it's a German form of electronic music mostly, or if it isn't electronic, it's kind of hypnotic and sort of what they call space rock. Bands like Can and Noi and trying to think, Out of Focus, and there's a whole bunch of them. There's tons and tons of krautrock bands out there. Electric Orange, I mean, just tons and tons of shit. I couldn't tell you every single one of them because there was hundreds of them at one point, mainly in the 70s, mid to late 70s with the krautrock thing. So, anyways, back to Blood Incantation. There is another version of this. I think it's a Digipack that has a Blu-ray with video, and there's and also um, a third track on there because this consists of EO and AE, EA, EA, whatever. Anyways, really cool stuff. It's very much an homage to Tangerine Dream and Klaus Schulze in particular, Time Wind and some of those albums. Um, it's super cool. I like it. It's hypnotic, chill music. It is not death metal clearly, and that's why all the death metal hipsters or kids were pissed off. And like I said, I think it's great that they did it. And they told you they were gonna do it. That's the thing. They told everybody we're gonna do this non-metal album. It's gonna be this electronic album, and everybody still freaked out. So it was kind of weird. That came out. When did that come out? That came out in February of 2022 on Century Media. Yeah, Century Media, and under exclusive license from Stargate Research Society. That's got to be the Blood Incantation dudes. And yeah, so that's it on Blood Incantation. I like it. I don't know if it would be a year ender for me. It probably would be kind of somewhere around there. I don't know, but I mean, it'd probably be in the top 20 for 15. All right, next up, the 2013 reissue deluxe version of Mad Season Above. This was, I want to say it was Lane's last album. It was not his last recording sessions, but I think it was his last album that was issued in 1995. Came out March 14th, 1995. Um, I didn't write down what the label was. Produced by Mad Season and Brett Eliason, and yeah. So this comes out in 2013. It has the remastered above CD, and it's got bonus tracks and unreleased tracks. So I think the original one went Wake Up, X-Ray Mind, River of Deceit, I'm Above, Artificial Red, Lifeless Dead, I Don't Know Anything, Long Gone Day, November Hotel, All Alone. But there's a song on here called Interlude, Locomotive, Black Book of Fear, Slip Away, I Don't Want to Be a Soldier, which is a cover of a John Lennon track. There's also the DVD has the audio has the entire more live show at the Moore that they did. Because I don't think they did many shows. If they may have only done the one at the Moore, there maybe there was one other one. I know there was a live broadcast, and that's on here too at Rock Candy, RKCNDY. which has about most of the album actually. There's Self Pollution Radio. Yeah, Brian, I think did you pick this one up? I think you might have, didn't you? We talked about this a while back. Self Pollution Radio. There's Lifeless Dead, and I don't know anything. And then this music video for River Deceit, which was the video that got played a lot. And then they've got the live actual film of most of the set. It's not all. It's like 8 songs or 9 songs out of the 15 that they played. Um, you know, Lane just got sicker and sicker and sicker. What's ironic or sad, I guess, is that 2 of these guys are dead. These 2 guys, Lane's gone in 2002. John Baker Saunders, the bass player, I think he died in like '98, not long after this came out, a couple of years. I forget the damn drummer's name. Shit. Ah, it's in here, but it's driving me crazy. It's the Screaming Trees guy. And the other guy in the band is this dude you may have heard of, Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. Um, yeah, what's his name, damn it? John Baker Saunders. Oh, come on now. They all 3 guys except for the drummer are listed there. Seriously? Oh, oh wait. Oh, it's by the guy. Okay, this is from the guy that. Hang on, we'll get her here. Not that anybody needs to know this, but you might want to know it. Barrett Martin. Barrett Martin from the Screaming Trees was the drummer on it, and he had something to do with a lot to do. Him and McCready had a lot to do with getting this reissued, remastered, and whatnot. And this is a great, great package. If you can find it, I know it was going for I don't know, like 40, $50 on eBay a while back. 2, 3 years ago, so it wasn't super easy to find. But this came out on, by the way, on Columbia Legacy. The album is called Above, and one of my favorite, all-time favorite albums. Love that thing, seriously. All right, next up are some box sets or book sets, as it were. This is the Steven Wilson self-released on his own label, Headphone Dust. This is his first solo album called Insurgentes. Or Insurgentes, I guess. I don't know. I'm not Spanish, so I'm kind of guessing. This is one of the first book sets I recall seeing. This came out in 2008, November 28th, and you had to buy this on his website. Let me see if I can move properly to get it seen. A lot of crazy killer uh, photographs by actually this woman right here, Susanna Moyaho, was. I don't know if her and Steve were seeing each other or what the story was. I think they were. She lived in Mexico, South America, or something like that. And Steve went to Mexico and did this major trip through um, Mexico City. And he played and did a live show with a Mexican band called noise band called Pig with Bass Communion. And he did all these, visited all this crazy stuff. This was self-produced by Steve. Carl Glover did some of the artwork and some of the photography here. Here was the campaign. The front of the album, the CD album, looks like this. I don't own that one. Then they visited this island. I think it's called the Island of Dolls or Dead Dolls or something like that. And there's like all these pictures of fucking dolls hanging from trees and kind of creepy as fuck, quite frankly. Um, you know, there's John Wesley, my buddy Wes. They did some recording of some of the album down at his studio. A lot of the guitars were done down there, I believe. Yeah, there it is. These babies hang from trees down there. You have to look it up. I forget the name of it. I think it's called the Island of Dead Dolls or something like that. Or Forest of Dead Dolls. Maybe that's what it is. But this comes with 3 CDs. It comes with the standard CD and then a DVD, which is this, which has the 5.1. Nah, it's not the Island of Misfit Toys. It's something like that though. But on the DVD, it's got the 5.1 mix of the album. Steve was really getting into 5.1 mixes from 2002 on, and this was 2008. So he still is. He's still doing Atmos mixes for everything. He's really on the cutting edge of that kind of stuff. Which, frankly, man, I had a 5.1 system and I never figured out how to get it calibrated right, and then I lost it in my storage unit. mess. But yeah, this is a killer box set. I think this was limited to 3,000 copies. It literally sold out, as I recall, inside of a few days, maybe a couple weeks. Hey, Anya, what's up? Steven Wilson from Porcupine Tree. This is his first solo album. I don't know if you're familiar with who Steve Wilson is, or Porcupine Tree, but this is his first solo album. But it comes out in a standard CD edition, which I think has the 5.1 Blu-ray or DVD. But this is the book edition. You can't find this anywhere unless you try and find one on Discogs or eBay, and I've seen them go for as much as $600-700. Last time I saw this, I think the median price on it was yeah, you might like this quite a bit, Anya, because it's kind of prog rocky. It's kind of prog rocky, not it's metal, but it's not metal. But the cool thing about this album is his first solo album. You could point to things like The Cure, Cocteau Twins, King Crimson. Uh, yes, I mean there's so many different layers to this album that make it kind of special. And as far as probably my favorite album that he put out, I did a deep dive on Steve Wilson. If you want to check that out on my page, or on my yeah on my channel. But yeah, Steve Wilson, Insurgentes. You're probably not gonna find one of these in Wild unless you're really willing to spend a shit ton of money, which I bought it for, I don't know, $50 back in the day, and like I said, last time I saw it, it was going for $500-600. All right, next up, one of my close to 20 Jethro Tull reissues, 40th anniversary reissues. These are the books that came out. This came out in 2017. They've been coming out since 2014, I believe, 13 or 14. The first one came out, Thick as a Brick. This is 1977's song From the Wood, and one of my favorite because Tull kind of goes back to that rustic sort of British folky sound on it. So you got tracks like Songs from the Wood, Hunting Girl, Velvet Green, The Whistler. What else is on here? It's really amazing. Ring Out Solstice Bells. Love this album. What's cool about these are, man, I mean, you talk about value for money. Ian Anderson is giving you tons of shit. CD2 is a live, CD2 and 3 are live concerts from 77 uh, that were, doesn't say where it was on the cover here. I'm not sure where that was done, but it's an original 1977 concert. Also, the original 1977 U.S. stereo single mix is in here. There's all kinds of associated recordings. There's an additional 7 tracks that never made the album on here. Old Aces, Die Hard, Working John, Working Joe. That actually became a song on A. Magic Bells, Ring Out Solstice Bells, Songs from the Wood, and Unedited Master. One Brown Mouse. Oh, that's a great song. That one ended up, I believe, on Heavy Horses later. And then also there's a DVD on here. So it's 4 CDs, or no, I'm sorry, 3 CDs, 1 DVD. And the DVD has the whole thing in 5.1, and it has a new stereo mix by Stephen Wilson. Stephen Wilson, by the way, did all of these 40th anniversary remasters. They just did the 50th anniversary remaster of Benefit. I have all of the Jethro Tull reissues in book form like this. Plus, I have them all on CD. I know, fucking crazy. Over there, oh, you can't really see them there, but they're over in my one box set CD thing. And I have all but one. I'm missing the very first one, which was Songs from the Wood, which I hear is coming out in February or January or February this year. It's coming out, and but the original one when it came out, it sold out pretty quickly and was going for like $500-600. Now they're redoing it. They're making it different from the first edition. I forget how they're doing it. They're doing something to make it, stand out and be separate, so that the people that bought that first edition of it aren't kind of screwed. So there you go. Jethro Tull. Songs from the Wood to make you feel much better. All right. Some 80s. Let's get some 80s stuff on here. Yeah, what do I got here? All right. Got oh, by the way, that was produced by Ian Anderson, of course. Came out in '77 on Chrysalis, and this edition comes out on Parlophone, Warner Music Group. So these are limited, and I have not heard how limited they are. The last I saw, this one and Minstrel in the Gallery were going for stupid money, like $500-600. Keep getting hair in my mouth. I got a fan on because it's so warm in my room. But yeah, so you know these. I don't know if they're going to reissue these, all of these at one point in time. Ian said he was not going to do that, but he did do it with Thick as a Brick. So I fear he may start doing it at 50th anniversaries for these. But that would be shit. That would be 2027 for this one, right? Yeah. So 2027, he'd have to wait for this for it to be the 50th. And quite frankly, man, Ian's a pretty healthy dude, but he's 76, 77. I don't know if he's going to be here at mid 80s and be putting this shit out. Hard to say. So I kind of doubt he's going to do that. I think he did that with the first one, Thick as a Brick, because it kind of snuck on people. A lot of people didn't have a chance to get it. And it was also super scalped. Like a lot of people went and bought copies of it once they realized these were going to be super limited editions. And hey, what's up, Kyle? How you doing, buddy? So yeah, it's just one of those things where I don't know whether he's going to plan to put these out for 50ths. The record company probably wants to, but I don't know that Ian wants to. And again, by the way, Stephen Wilson did all the 5.1 remixes for all the reissues. All right, here's the huge one. Tears for Fears, songs from the Big Chair, came out in 1995 or 1985, excuse me. Was produced by Chris Hughes. This is the 30th anniversary box set. So 85, 95, 2005, 2015 this came out, although I swear I got this in 14. Um, this one here is loaded, and as are all their sets. I need to get the one for Sowing the Seeds of Love. I really want that one. And the first one, The Hurting, forget it. You can't touch it for under $300. I missed the boat on that one, and really, that sucks. Comes with a really nice booklet. Goes over the whole history, the sound of the songs, the recording. This is one of these landmark albums from the '80s that is mind blowing. And then there's some sort of a pictorial booklet comes with it, and then it comes with I think it comes with 6 CDs. Well, 5 CDs and a DVD. So there's the DVD. Let's see what I got here. Disc 5, Disc 1. So Disc 1 is the regular album with all the accompanying tracks that did not make the album. So there's The Big Chair, Empire Building, The Marauders, Broken Revisited, Conflict, Working Hour piano version, Pharaohs, One in Love with a Blind Man, Sea Song. There's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different other tracks that came out on that. Here's the remixed songs from The Big Chair. So this is all the remixes that came out. That was the big thing in the '80s, was to do remixes, long versions, 12-inch versions. So they've got like the extended remix, the extended versions, the US remix, the urban mix. Um, you know, and mainly it's, the way you were, Mother's Talk, Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Mother's Talk, Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Mother's Talk, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. There's like 5 different versions of Shout on here, different mixes, different remixes by different artists. Here's the DVD, which is Scenes from the Big Chair documentary. Watched it. It's really, really good. Very informative about the production of this album. I think, one of the greatest produced albums ever. Tears for Fears are just known for being meticulous studio artists and great live artists too, surprisingly. Here's edited songs from the Big Chair. So this has got single versions, remixes, a soulful re-recording, US single versions, US remixes, running version, video version, short version, interview with Kurt. Tons of extras on this thing. What else we got here? Unreleased songs for the Big Chair. This has all kind of sessions live at Massey Hall, Early mixes, Broken, Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Shout, Mother's Talk, Memories Fade, Broken, all kinds of different stuff on this one. Have to be honest with you, I'm not sure I've gotten through every single one of these things. And then there's a 5.1 mix that was done by Steven Wilson of the album, and I'm pretty sure Steven did a remix of this too, a different, or not a different remix, but a different mix of it. So that's the 5 disc, 5 CD, 1 DVD, 30th anniversary edition of Songs from the Big Chair by Tears for Fears. And like I said, I've got to go out and seek out Sowing the Seeds of Love because that one just came out, I think, last year or 2 years ago, maybe. And I know that one's starting to get a little bit touchy to find for a reasonable price. I need to get on that. All right, here comes some of my cock rock. Yes, I said cock rock. Whitesnake, 1987, 30th anniversary box set. Oh man, I love this album. It's got some fucking monster riffs by John Sykes on it. Yeah, it's got a lame song or two, but it's got some good songs on here. This came out in 1987, obviously. This was the reissue in 2017 through Rhino and Parlophone. Comes with a shit ton of stuff. This one too is a 4 CD, 1 DVD. Comes with remastered original album, previous unreleased live tracks, remixes, and demos. 30-minute documentary on the making of 1987. My guess is John Sykes won't be in that. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it yet. Or if I did, I don't remember it. Featuring new interview with David Coverdale. Well, it's 2017, so it's not that new. Classic music videos restored with 5.1 sound, real live concert footage, 60-page hardbound book with rare photos from the era, booklet of lyrics handwritten by David Coverdale. They're not handwritten for real. Here's the booklet, and there's the handwritten lyrics right there. Um, so it's a booklet with all the lyrics and recording info. There's the little back page that goes on the box. And what else do we have here? We have this giant poster, which will never, probably ever hang on my wall. Not because I'd be embarrassed about it, but it's the album cover artwork for this album is it's a big fucking poster though. Not exactly super exciting. And then here's the hardbound book, which is kind of weird. They give you a hardbound book that's like a mini book, but that talks about the recording, a lot of pictures, stuff like that. But it's nice. It's a nice book. And then the CDs, as we mentioned, the DVD. There's the videos. There is what the hell? Whitesnake. I can't read that. 87. Oh, versions 87. So there's different things on here like the remix Still of the Night, Is This Love remix, Give Me All Your Love remix, 1987 Japan mini album version, Standing in the Shadows, Looking for Love, You're Gonna Break My Heart Again, Need Your Love So Bad, Always Need Your Love with David. David Coverdale was the loving sort of kind of cock rock band leader, of course. Love David Coverdale. Great voice. There's all the singles, it looks like. And these are the little mini gatefolds. They're nice. They're not great, but what's kind of nice is instead of just jamming the CD in the cardboard, they do give you a little baggie in there, which is kind of nice to help protect it. All right, what else do we got? We got 87 Evolutions demos and rehearsals. We've got the 87 album remastered. Yeah, I forgot Ainsley Dunbar was on this. And then Ainsley Dunbar played in Journey, by the way. Nice, Kyle. Appetite for Destruction, huh? That was a pretty pricey one, as I recall it. I'm not the hugest Monster Guns fan. If I found it like used somewhere for good money or for a good price, I'd probably think about it. And then you got Live on Tour 87 to 88 Snakeskin Boots. I gotta believe by this time we already had what's his name? Adrian Vandenberg was in the band, and you had shit, what's his name? The dude in Def Leppard. Vivian Campbell was in the band at this point, and then somewhere along the line, Steve Vai comes along too, which I guess would have been the next album. But yeah, so that's that box set, and I'm gonna show a couple more since there's 4 or 5 of you guys watching. It's kind of cool. I'll show a couple more if you just don't mind. Hang on for 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a couple things. Hang on. Oh, my old bones, man. Hard for me to move. God, you know what? Let's do these. I haven't showed these. And let's do the having metal in this box set here. I don't have. Yeah, I have a couple metal box sets, but not a lot. We'll do a couple more box sets just for fun. All right. Well, what's happening, everybody? Who's out there? Let me know who's out there. I know Brian was for a minute. Anya was out there for a minute. She probably bailed. Who else is there? Kyle and Mean Metal Mike. You still there? So, all right. So here's a prog pump. I call them pomp rock, which is kind of like prog, but they're a little bit more poppy because there's airplay. You know, they shoot more for less of a musician sort of. They're not shooting just to be musicians band. They're kind of shooting for some radio play. So this is a band called Magnum, and I'm hoping to do a deep dive on Magnum, maybe with Devin or hey, what's up, Nick? What's going on, dude? I'm just showing a bunch of my box sets and mostly box sets, quite frankly. I'm having issues with my camera shooting videos, and I still haven't mastered the laptop yet as far as shooting videos yet. I need to get a mouse so I can edit and shit like that. But anyway, so Magnum. This is the box set called The Gathering that came out on Sanctuary Records. I want to say this came out in 2010. This is really cool, and man, this one's really kind of hard to find from what I know. Um, the last time I looked at this, yes, we're talking about music, Nick. Of course, maybe the other connotation that you're throwing out there does apply. I doubt it. But then again, I'm only 3'4", so how could it apply, right? There you go. Anyway, this is a 5 disc set. I want to make sure the last one's on the yeah. Last one is a live set at Hammersmith Odeon, March 1988. All the rest of the album is full of session outtakes, unreleased tracks, singles, B-side singles, acoustic versions, live tracks from farewell tours. This thing is a fucking banger of a set for Magnum, man. If you're a Magnum fan, and you should be, because they're a fucking killer pomp rock band. Remember, I said pomp, prog and pomp, pop. Um, 5 disc set, great little booklet in there. Lots of anecdotes and historical information. The last I heard, this thing was really hard to find. Really hard. I know I saw it going on Discogs at one point for like $250. I wouldn't give mine up for that. I'd probably want like 250,000. Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, so Magnum, The Gathering, killer box set. Brian, you'll like this one. And Nick, I think you might even have this, although I don't know. Yeah, I think you said you had this one. So Music Bank, the Alice in Chains box set. Man, I remember running all over Hell's Creation trying to find one of these locally because I could not find it on eBay. And this is going back probably 2006, maybe? When did this come out? I don't remember when this came out. I'm assuming it came out in the early 2000s or late 90s, maybe? Let's see. Does it say in here? I really don't remember when this came out. Looks like 99, possibly. So Music Bank, and you can see this one comes with 3 CDs, right? Yeah, I'm trying to read your. I don't know why, but the comments won't stay up, guys. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. Let's see if I can. Hmm. Top chat. Some messages, such as potential spam, may not be visible. Live chat. All messages. Where are they? It came up and then they disappeared. All right. Anyway, um, so Music Bank, Alice in Chains, 3 CD box set, and then it came with this. Honestly, this fucking game, which I don't understand. I never got that why this came with this CD-ROM game, but that was all the rage back then. I guess was to do these CD-ROM games for PCs, and this box set's really killer because it's got a bunch of very early tracks from when they were called was it shit, am I gonna forget the name? Rose Tattoo? That wasn't it. Fuck, I can't remember. Well, they were Allison chains and Allison chains, I guess was man. Help me out here, guys, because I'm fucking forgetting what they were called. There was 2 different bands. Diamond Lie, was that the one? Diamond Lie, I think was Jerry's band. And then there was Lane's band, which I think was Allison Chains, like not in chains, but Allison Chains, something like that. Um, yeah. So this box set's great because it has again, it's got the Journey CD-ROM game, Get Born Again, the video, and Jar of Flies extra multimedia. I've never looked at those. I've never thrown them in a computer and looked in, but that's on this disc. And then on this disc, you have Rain When I Die, Fear the Voices, which is a track that was never put out before, Them Bones, Damn That River, Sick Man Rooster, Junkhead Demo, Dirt, Godsmack, Iron Gland, Angry Chair, Lying Season, which was not out before. Am I inside? I stay away. No excuses. And then I don't know why the fucking comments won't stay up. Damn it. Does anybody know how I can keep the comments up on the screen? Because they're disappearing so quick that I don't get to see them. So this has Get Born Again, I Can't Have You Blues, one of the early songs. What You Gonna Do, early song. Social Parasite, early song. Queen of the Rodeo, live early song. Bleed the Freak demo. Killing Yourself demo, Sea of Sorrow demo, and then it's got Rooster demo. And then does this one have Died on it? Or is that this one? It's got honestly one of their fucking heaviest tracks on here called Died, which is just an amazing. Oh, that's it. Last song on this album. Nutshell Unplugged. The Killer Is Me is great. Unplugged. Over Now. Tattoo Pain of Pain mix for Again. Head Creeps. A Little Bitter remix. That's unreleased. What the Hell Have I remix. A lot of cool stuff you don't get on any of the other Alice albums are on this box set. No clue whether it's easy to find out there. Like I said, I traveled around. Man, I probably drove one day for like 3 or 4 hours to hit every local shop within an hour and a half drive of me. I even drove down to Philly looking for this thing because I desperately wanted to own it and have it. And so that's that. Alice in Chains box set, music bank. So there she be. Not trading that away either. All right, what else do I got here? Oh, I got another box set. Imagine that. Geoff with another box set? How weird is that? Let's drop my earpiece here. Uh, this is one of the two that I know of box sets by the Moody Blues. There's a box set of the Moody Blues that is like 18 CDs and 5 or 6. It's like 26 discs. It's got 5.1 versions of practically every album that they did, the major big albums in the 70s, 60s, and 70s. But this is In Search of the Lost Chord. This has a 5 disc set. Came out on it just come out on Universal Music Group, and this came out in 2018. I don't think you can find this around anywhere anymore. This has the original stereo mix plus 68 single masters bonus tracks. There's like 5 bonus tracks on there. The new stereo mix, plus a bonus track on that of a simple game, which Justin Hayward vocal mix, a BBC Radio 1 John Peel Top Gear sessions, BBC Radio 1 Afternoon Pop Show sessions, alternate album mixes, additional 1968 studio sessions. Disc 4 is 96 kilohertz, 24-bit 5.1 surround mix. Don't know who did that. I don't think Steven Wilson did that one. And then the last one, the visual content, is live on ORTF something in French, Que soit en danse, the Moody Blues, and then live on the BBC Color Me Pop, and live on the ORTF Carte d'Air. I don't know how to read that French. And all kinds of songs off this. Again, another killer package here of amazing stuff. And I'm just a sucker for these classic albums done on reissued box sets. Here you get I can't read a lick of music, but if I did, I would read this and I would play it on my kazoo or my ukulele. That's not true. I play guitar. Great book, Moody Blues, In Search of the Lost Chord. All kinds of interesting info there. Did you guys know Denny Lane in Wings, the other main guy in Wings, was originally in the Moody Blues? Bet you didn't know that. And there's a song on here called "Go Now." No, that's on a different box set. Yeah, it's a different box set. Never mind. So it's a deluxe 3 CD, 2 DVD box set. The DVD has the 5.1 and all the visuals. And then we talked about all the, and it's just the little cardboard sleeves. Kind of cheap for such a nice box set, but last I saw, this one was going for a pretty penny too. I could be wrong. You might be able to find it out there, but if you're into the Moody's, man, this is a killer box set to own. But you can't have mine. Well, I guess you could if you wanted to pay me enough money for it. I'd certainly entertain the offers for it. I'm that kind of guy. All right, what else do we got here? Oh, I got two box sets from the Simple Minds. These are really prized possessions of mine. I missed out on the Summer and Summertime. Is that what it's called? The one with Alive and Kicking on it. Alive and Kicking. Anyways, I missed out on that one, and it's going for stupid money. Have not looked up what these are going for lately. One of my favorite albums right here, man. New Gold Dream. Um, 81, 82, 83, 84. This has the original album, the extended versions, which are all the instrumental versions and the 12-inch versions and the 7-inch versions and the club versions and blah, 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 blah. Edits and B-sides, so there are some B-sides in here and edited, like songs for like radio and things of that nature. And then you've got radio sessions, BBC sessions, French sessions, and then the alternate mixes, roughs, and demos, and a 5.1 mix and videos. I think Steven Wilson did the 5.1 for this. I think. But damn, I don't know anymore, man. He did a lot of them, has done a lot of them, but I can't remember if this is one that he did. Again, a nice little booklet with pics and, a lot of historical, anecdotal stuff in there. Handwritten lyrics again, but not by David Coverdale, by Jim Kerr probably. And then again, more historical data that I probably read and forgot, or remember at odd times when nobody gives a shit. And then you've got, the album. And again, they all do these in these nice little, I guess you'd call them clamshells or whatever, slip cases. Not clamshells, gatefold, you know, gatefolds with, wait a minute. Oh, what's up there? Oh, there we go. And then they all slide in like this, which I'm not a super duper big fan of, but it works, whatever works. I've never had them, cause problems. And then you got, there's the 5.1. Who did the 5.1? I don't know. I don't know who did the 5.1. Do any of you blokes know? So I certainly don't. I don't know who did it. I swear Steven Wilson did it though. But his name would be on here and it's not. It may have actually been done by Jim Kerr and Charlie Burchill actually. So there's your discs There's your 5 CDs and your one DVD, and really fucking amazingly cool package. As I said, I've not looked this box set up to see what it's worth, um, but probably a pretty good chunk of money. Now, this one here was the one I missed out on that I managed to get, and I managed to get it kind of because it's damaged, not physically damaged, but the 5.1 disc on this is not proper. It skips and does all kind of weird shit. But the guy that was selling this didn't know that. And when I informed him of it, he was trying to get like $200 for it. When I informed him, well, you got the one that's damaged. Did you ever replace the 5.1 disc? He's like, no, I didn't know anything about it. I said, well, here's the information on it. Send him all the information. Again, another great write up and historical stuff. Send him all the info. And he's like, oh, okay. I said, so seriously, dude, that 5.1 is kind of worthless. It's coaster. And you can't get a new one because unfortunately there was a replacement program put in place to do them. I swear Steven Wilson did this one too. There was a replacement program to replace these, but um, well, I'm not sure if I'm doing the underrated thing, Kevin. I have an announcement to make at the end of this. We'll see. I'm going to try to, but there's some health things developing that have me very worried about tonight and tomorrow night. I may be heading into the hospital here shortly. You might be like, "Why are you talking to us right now?" Well, I wanted to get a few things done before I did if I went in. But yeah, so this Blu-ray probably is not right, and I think it's on it's on a DVD. So I managed to get this. He wanted $150 is what he wanted. I talked him down to $50 because no one was buying it, and he had people. I started actually emailing people that were in the they're queuing up for it, and I said, "You guys know this has the damaged disc he didn't get replaced," and everybody bailed out. So I managed to kind of scare everyone away and get this box set myself. And I know at one point in time this one was going for a pretty penny, but now without the proper 5.1 disc in there, I'm not sure that I could unload it for really really good money. Probably not. Um, so that's that. I think that's all I'll show for now. Because probably everybody's getting bored as fuck, and we're pushing almost an hour here. Yeah, Kevin, you brought up tomorrow night's stream. I earlier in the day, I had every intention of doing it. I need to talk to Dennis. There may be some big changes coming in the next day or two, and I'm fearing it may affect me for Saturday night as well. I'm not sure. I have a doctor's appointment on Friday, but I'm going to see if I can get in tomorrow. And if I can't, I'm going in the hospital tomorrow. There's something's not right. Something's very wrong. I'm having a lot of problems breathing. I can't get up from a seated position. My legs are swollen. My feet are swollen. My ankles are swollen. My hands are swollen. My face swollen. I'm fearing I maybe looking at some heart failure issues because I have I have all these issues with the autonomic nervous system. So I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be around tomorrow night or not. I may be in the hospital. They may find reasons to keep me if I go in tonight or tomorrow morning. I don't really want to drive myself in, and my old man's sleeping. So if I feel bad enough, I'll end up probably calling an ambulance. But I'm really swollen in my upper abdomen and mostly on my left side, though. And usually it's all across your abdomen if you are withholding fluid. So that would probably indicate on my left that it's my heart. um, Super dehydrated all the time. No matter how much I hydrate, I'm not urinating properly now. So not sure what's going on, but something in the last 5 or 6 days, and I'm not a little worried that it was from Saturday night when I drank, because my body is not good with alcohol. I didn't drink a lot, but I drank enough, and have not felt right since waking up Sunday. Severe pain in my upper back, all over my lower back. Although that pain's been there since Tuesday or Wednesday, and so I'm really not sure what's going on. I am very concerned, but yet I'm very reluctant to go to the ER anymore because they just don't really ever seem to help me. No matter how much I say, please let me see a neurologist, please get this person down there. They make sure I'm not dying in the moment, and then they just release me and say, go see your GP, which so far hasn't really helped me a whole hell of a lot. I'm supposed to go out to Cleveland Clinic or Mayo Clinic shortly. I guess they're working on that. I haven't heard anything back for several days, so I'm kind of a little bit disturbed that I haven't heard anything as yet. But I guess since I'm going in there on Tuesday, or I'm sorry, Friday, if I don't go to the ER tonight or tomorrow, the next day, Friday I'd be going in to see my doctor, and wouldn't shock me if he said, "Hey, we got to get you in the hospital." So we'll see what's going on. I try not to talk about that shit, and frankly, if Kevin hadn't brought up the fact that I'm supposed to do this stream with Dennis tomorrow night, I probably wouldn't have brought it up at all. I didn't bring it up all through the stream until I saw that message. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I really want to do that thing on Omen and Fifth Angel and yeah, Icon at tomorrow night at 9. That's ideally what I'd like to do. And then Friday at 7, I'm supposed or 6 o'clock. I'm supposed to do the interview with Kevin Huffnagel from Gorguts, Dysrhythmia. And then Saturday's the big fucking giant show, man. With this giant stream that we're doing. But the good news there is if I can't go, Rick, Brian, Kellen can handle it. Nick could even jump in too. I mean, they are familiar with what we're trying to do with that whole thing. And if I literally am not well enough to be there, or if I'm in the hospital and can't be there, I mean, I guess I could demand my laptop and say, "Give me my laptop. I'm going to stream from the hospital bed." That'd be kind of stupid. But yeah, I so if I can't go, I'm sure Kellen and Rick and Nick and Brian can probably facilitate what I would generally do if I'd been there, which is talk way too much over everybody and not listen to anybody and just do what I normally do, which is, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. So, yeah. So who's in the chat real quick, just so I knew who was here? Nick, Brian, Kyle, Kevin, two other people. Who else was out there? Anybody else? Anybody else out there? Damage Incorporated. It is Ryan. What's up, Ryan? What's happening, Ryan? Yeah, Mean Metal Mike was here a little bit ago. He wanted to know what krautrock was, so I schooled him a wee bit as I was showing off some of my other box sets. I think that's enough, guys, because we're almost at an hour. Um, I've spent a lot of time last night prepping for a Blue Oyster Cult, a BOC deep dive, but it's not the BOC. It's not Blue Oyster Cult, although I started to say that. But it is Boards of Canada. Man, I totally fucking forgot how much I love that band, project, whatever you want to call it. It is like one of my favorite things of all time to listen to. It's so good. Brian, if you have not jumped into Boards of Canada, if you're still here, dude, what are you waiting for? Get the fuck on that shit. I think you'll love it. It is so goddamn good. All 4 studio albums are amazing. All of their EPs are amazing. All of their 7 unreleased tapes that generally were only released to family, friends, and confidants and shit like that, and some of which have sold for, get this, blows my fucking mind, a cassette tape for, I believe it was the first Boards of Canada tape. No, it wasn't the first one. Might have been the 5th or 6th one. I think it was Hexagon Sun, or was it Old Dance Tunes? I can't remember. Anyways, this cassette, I have it in notes that I'm taking on my phone. This cassette sold for $1,800, a cassette. But here's the tricky part. It turns out that some fucking dude was dubbing and faking tapes. Somehow he knew enough about this, some of these really rare what you would call almost demo tapes that Marcus and Mike, the two guys that are Boards of Canada, recorded and gave out to family members. He claimed he knew people in the family or something like that, but he got on Discogs and he seemed to have like this. He'd sell one and then he'd wait for like 6 or 7 months, and then he'd sell another one. And if you go on Discogs and look up Boards of Canada and start looking up their release, history, you will find some interesting things on there. There's a lot of bootleg shit, and some people have really paid ridiculously through the nose for stuff that was not legit. And so I was gonna just kind of do a general deep dive on them. And again, a lot depends on what goes on here in the next 2 or 3 days with my health. There's definitely something's changing and not for the better, and I need to get it addressed. But I'm really reluctant to because I just don't trust doctors anymore. But anyways, long story short here, I started getting the BOC thing, and I'm like, I'll just blast out this quick Boards of Canada deep dive, and then I realized, whoa, there's way more to the story here. Just alone. Hey, what's up? Way past your bedtime. Oh, the dreadful minutes. Young sir, if you are not allowed to hear swear words, I'm going to ask that you leave the chat, please, young sir. If you're up past your bedtime, your mommy and daddy's stated bedtime, you should not be here, dreadful minutes. What's up, Rick? Yeah, so the story of Boards of Canada is way deeper than way deeper. Just the history behind GeoGaddy. I forgot all about GeoGaddy. Um, yeah, man, that shit is fucking hilarious, isn't it? Isn't it, Nick? Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Just hope you guys enjoyed. But yeah, just the history behind GeoGaddy, the symbolism in the songs, the fact that the album is 66 minutes and 6 seconds long, and there's lots of satanic references in the album, which I had completely forgotten about from way back in the 2000s when I first I got into I got into them with GeoGaddy in 2002. Luckily, I got a lot of the early stuff like Twoism and High Scores and all that stuff, which it's hard to find that stuff, the original presses of that stuff. I have all that shit to show. I do not have the original presses of like the stuff that they put out on their label. Shit, forgetting the name of it. Something 70 was their label. To put out the very few early things that they put out themselves, like BOC Maxima and stuff like that. But anyway, um, the the promotion and announcement of the last album they did, Tomorrow's Harvest, in 2013. The the way that they went about that was mind blowing. I mean, just unbelievably mind blowing how they announced that the rolling that album out. It's just stunning the story behind that. So I kind of want to do a much deeper deep dive than I had anticipated on Boards of Canada, and there's one or two really killer fan created videos out there that I must reference in terms of helping me to remember and recall and understand the the Boards of Canada story. And I actually reached out to one guy to see if he'd be into doing the deep dive with me, but I don't know. I don't think he's from Canada, and I got the feeling maybe he likes to work alone, and I don't know if I'll ever hear from him. So whether I get the Boards of Canada thing done soon or not, we'll find out. But that's one of those labor of love things I really want to get done. And yeah, so I guess that's about it. I think I'm gonna probably wrap up here at exactly 60 minutes. Am I gonna shout out Jimmy's stream? Oh yeah, Jimmy's got a stream tomorrow night on Future Ruins. They're doing their top 10, I believe, Rick. Is that right? Top 10 for 2022. It's the hiking crew. It's at Future Ruins. Check that out. Anybody else got anything they want shouted out? Nick does stuff pretty much every day. I saw the one on the Denver Death Fest. Looks like they're trying to find a new venue, which kind of blows they lost their venue, but I don't know whether it was, I don't know what's going on there. Rolling Dread Joints. Aha. Yeah, top 10 for Jimmy over on Future Ruins. Go check that out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, I think. No, 8 o'clock Eastern. Shit, I forget. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Yeah, I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So like 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Rick, you got anything you want to shout out? Anything huge? Other than the Saturday Slay Elitism stream, um, which starts at 7 p.m. on Saturday. And Rick, I didn't tell you this. I probably ought to talk to you directly about this, but I'm pretty much thinking I'm going to have to head into the hospital tonight or tomorrow. My abdomen and my face are swelling, my hands, my ankles. Um, yeah, there's something going on, and I have not felt well. My back, I have so much pain in my back. I just fucking wish I could take 4,000, Vicodin or whatever. I'm having trouble breathing a lot too, and I was trying to make it to Friday to see my GP, but don't I don't know if that's advisable the way things are going. My voice is really hoarse, and believe it or not, the only time I talk is when I'm on YouTube with my friends or when I'm doing a video. So I don't talk a lot of other stuff. So if I no, I'm not joking about it at all, man. If I can't go on Saturday night, Rick, Kellen, like I said, Brian, Nick, they can probably take over and handle what's going on with that stuff. So if I'm not able to make it, um, it's just the way it goes. If I go into the hospital the next day or so, I guess it's better to be alive than to try and make the stream. So hey, what's up, Marty? Um, yeah, I can't. These comments come up and then they disappear like right away. Like they come up and they're there and then they're gone. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens if I can't make it. I can't make it. I'm supposed to do something with Dennis tomorrow night. I'm gonna see where I'm at here in the next couple of hours. There's a good chance I may end up just driving myself in the hospital. I didn't really want to do that or calling an ambulance. Um, I'm not gonna show you guys what's going on, but I can see it in my face. I'm super puffy, super bloated. My fingers feel really. All my joints in my legs and my back and my hips feel like I've been injected with like acid, like lactic acid, where you have that pain when you just breathe practically. And this started like last, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday, Friday maybe it was Thursday, I guess. My daughter was had just gone out. My daughters had just gone out to Pittsburgh, and I really wanted to see her when she came back home on Sunday, or both of them. But one of them lives here, but the one that lives in North Carolina, I wanted to see, and um, that's when I really noticed I really was not feeling well, and I was really having trouble breathing, and I'm still having trouble breathing. I get really hoarse, and I lose my voice very quickly when I'm talking, and there's just something's not right, and everything's been sliding. So it is what it is, man. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I'll hopefully let you guys know. Rick in particular, I'll let you know what's going on if I can't do it on Saturday, so that Kellen can take over and maybe Nick will do some emceeing too, or Brian, whoever wants to do that. And if I can't make it, I'm gonna try. We'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, I think that's it. I showed a shit a metric fuck ton of box sets and a few CDs, and if I can do one of these again in the future soon, I'll do it, and we'll see what happens. So, all right, that's it. I think that's it. Oh, I'm still trying to get to grips with the laptop and shooting videos with it and editing, and I'm not very smart that way. Like it's a struggle for me, so I'll try to get there if I can get there. And you'll see here, like I'll show you guys something. So that's my oxygen up top, which is good. That's good oxygen. 97, 98 is good, although usually it's around a 95. What's not good is my heart rate for just sitting and talking is 99 beats per minute. If I stand up and walk a little bit, it'll jump up to 120, 130. That's tachycardia. Unless I'm laying flat, I'm tachycardic all the time. That is putting massive stress on my heart. That's why I'm a little worried this might be congestive heart failure related. As you all know, I've been in and out of the ER several times, and they've done nothing to help me. Um, I don't know when they're going to get me into Mayo or Cleveland, and so, but I feel like I bet if I wait too long, then I'm going to wait, and I'm not going to wake up, or I'm going to collapse and die. And so, if I don't go in the hospital, bad shit's probably likely to happen. So, anyway, that's that. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. Rick, Brian, who was here earlier, Nick, thanks, buddy. I hope you guys, Nick and Rick, by the way, if you will, send Marty that video of. If you looked on Instagram, I sent you a video. I sent it to Brian, you, Devin, and Nick. It's Chris Barnes versus Justin Horrible. It's, if you haven't seen it, it's rich. It's so good. How about it, Nick? That is some fucking great shit. That is a piece of artwork there. I have to admit. Send that on to him. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go jump in the shower and sort of prepare my mind to do battle in the ER again for the 10th time this year, basically. The lyrics are fucking killer. They are amazing. He even uses that word I hate, the F word, right? But he uses it in conjunction of what Justin Horrible does. So that's what's so amazing about it. Really well done. But, all right, I gotta get off here. It's 66 minutes, man. I've been on here way too long.